Hi guys, it's Dutton, DSH or Dutton Says Hi, whatever you want to call me. This is just going to be a quick update video on what I've been doing for the past few years while my channel's been just dead for the most part. As you know, in my most recent songs, if you look in the description, I pretty much reiterate that point repeatedly. Pretty much always saying things like, oh, I know I haven't been active, oh, I know I haven't made a song in a while. Well, the truth is, I have been making music, I just haven't been releasing it, and that's because I just got really critical of my work to the point where I just didn't release it anymore. I've got some songs playing in the background while I'm telling you this, just to give you an idea of what I've been working on. Because the truth is, I've been wanting to make an album, and obviously an album will consist of multiple songs. And for the past few years, making one song has taken so much time. And that's just because I've been a lot more critical of my music than I used to be. Back in 2012, I think that was my best year for music, because I would just wake up and start creating the first thing that was on my mind. And because of that, I could just release it without any second thought. As time progressed, I felt like I was getting better. I felt like I had a bit of a standard to keep up to. And it was more or less an imaginary standard, because I wouldn't complete a song. I wouldn't really know why I would stop making a song. Like, I'd start a song, I'd get a basic idea, I'd start writing it, I'd get about at least a minute's worth of music before I start disliking it and stop making it altogether. But again, it was just all in my head, because when I'd go back to it a few months later, I'd actually like what I'd made. I'd be on board with the idea of finishing it. But I never did, because the idea for the initial song was gone by then. So at this point, it's just basically I make a song and I don't complete it, and it never gets released. And I want to change that. I want my channel to be a lot more active. But with music, it does take quite a bit of time to finish a decent song, and I'm very slow in my process. So how long it ever takes to make a song, double that for me, because I'm just a slow person in general. But on top of that, there's just no ideas for it. I mean, the initial idea for the album was basically, it's just going to be a space adventure, and that's all it was. There's an idea for a space crew, and they travel the galaxy and go to different planets and scenarios, and I would make the soundtrack for that adventure. So, I've got a song where it just basically sounds like a Japanese school song. It was going to be about a space station. All the citizens were school students. The whole idea of the space station is that it was run by the students. So the next one was going to be like a space train station. So there's going to be like an intergalactic railway where, obviously trains would come and stop, and it would be an entire terminal train station thing, all just set in space. So it was all themed around kind of train theme songs and stuff. Having happy guitars and just a fast-paced, happy beat. That was just the main idea of the song. Like, that one is more or less almost complete, but again, I just haven't released it because I want it to be part of the album. And the album's going to be free, but it just means my channel's going to be, not that active. And I don't know what I can really do to change that, since, again, like I said, I'm really slow when it comes to making music. I mean, for the past few years, I think when, I stopped making music altogether, I didn't stop, but I slowed down. When I slowed down when it came to creating music, I just started taking up cosplay. Like, it was around 2015, I think, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. No, it was last year, basically. Last year I was completely bored. There's no inspiration for music. I just didn't have any ideas, but I needed another creative outlet. So I just decided to just make cosplay. It was simple as that. There's a lot of tutorials on YouTube, and the main one I followed was Evil Ted, because he gives you simple tutorials on how to work with EVA foam, to make cosplay armor. And I just looked at that and I thought, that's interesting. That's something I really want to try, because I've always been interested in cosplay. Around the time Overwatch had come out, the open beta had just finished, and I really like the character designs in that game, and I thought I'd love to cosplay one of these. I think the one I went for was Genji, and I decided to choose, if you don't know who Genji is, he's the cyborg ninja, and his design kind of stuck out to me. Mainly because of the physicality as well, because the characters in Overwatch are really unique physically. Again, you have Reinhardt, who's like a Hulk. You have Roadhog, who's like really, really big. But me, I'm like a small, skinny guy. So I thought it's either Junkrat or Genji. So I decided to go Genji because I could pretty much bulk myself up with the padding from the armor. So yeah, I decided to make the Genji cosplay, and then I went to a few conventions, comic conventions, video game conventions, and just showed off my cosplay. Got a few pictures, and it was really fun. I really liked that environment. You know, that just took a bit of my time, to be honest, and I did it again this year. I think London Comic Con was in May, and I decided to make Junkrat for that convention. So, you know, over the past 2 years, I've just been making cosplay, and those in themselves take a long time, especially since, for the most part, you are literally watching paint dry. So I made Genji and Junkrat, and pretty much just attended most of the conventions. I have been making music in between these, but not as much as I used to. So when it came to just having something for my YouTube channel, I didn't really have anything. I was going to make some tutorials or some walkthroughs or blogs on me making the cosplay, but whenever I got to it, I just forgot to record. I just woke up or got back from work and just started working on the cosplay. But that's not really that important anymore. I mean, I'd like to make another cosplay, but there's just not enough room for it. Like, you know what? You're talking about massive foam props and armor, and they do take a lot of space in your wardrobe. It's gotten to the point where I have to put all my props on top of my wardrobe, and then have half the wardrobe dedicated to the armor and the fabric and stuff. So I don't think I'll be making another cosplay for a while. So that's kind of why I want to get back into making music, is because, again, I need another creative outlet now, and I have been making music, I just haven't been releasing it, and it's kind of kept you guys in the dark. So I mean, I don't know how many of you actually look forward to my music, or how many of you are actually excited when I release something, but it's just it's really for myself personally. Again, like I said, I'm somebody who needs to keep active and who needs to, you know, do stuff creatively, and the best way for me to do that is to get feedback on it. I mean, with the cosplay, I didn't really need to put it up on YouTube, because once the costume was done, I'd attend a convention and get the feedback from the people around me, and it was always positive, and that felt good. And it's the same with YouTube. The only way to get my music out is to put it on YouTube, and doing that, and in doing that, you guys give me the feedback, and I take it all on. Anything you guys say is always positive for me, even if it's constructive criticism. I always appreciate it. So now I just really want to get this album finished, and I want to try to just release stuff without being so critical of myself. Because if I just make half a song and then just leave it, I'm not getting the feedback from you guys to better myself, and it's just those kind of things that are really making me slow down with music. So I'm going to try and keep it up. I'm going to try and make some stuff. Hopefully I can get the album out by the end of the year. So, the album's going to be free. Just basically look at it as, you know, I'm going to just release, you know, several songs in one bulk. I mean, I'm going to have the option for you, you know, to pay or to donate, if you guys want to support me, because, you know, that's another reason of, you know, why the music hasn't been going, you know, coming out lately, is because I do have a job. I have a full-time job where I've been working like sporadic rotas all over the place. So like one day I'll be working 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock at night. Then the next day I'll be doing 12 midday to 8 o'clock at night. And when you get home, it's just I'm so tired, because my sleeping pattern's all messed up at this point, and I don't really I'm never really in the mood to make a good song. I mean, now I have a steady rota. I'm pretty much just doing early, so I'm working like 9 till 4. So I pretty much have the rest of the night to work on music and pretty much just be creative. With that said, I should be able to get get a lot of the album finished before the year's end. And again, if it all goes well, maybe I'll have the album out by then. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. You know, if you guys enjoyed this kind of video, let me know, and I'll do more like this. If not, I'll just keep on with the music. Other than that, thanks for staying subscribed, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!